So, the Los Angeles Dodgers won it all last year. But, for a team this loaded with talent, just one championship, that's not going to cut it. They're on a quest for something much bigger, a dynasty. And in this explainer, we're going to break down the three pillars that have put them right on the verge of making franchise history. As the Dodgers get ready to face the Toronto Blue Jays, they're not just chasing another ring. They're trying to do something they've never done before in their long, storied history: win back-to-back championships. So the real question is, how did they get right back to this spot? Yeah, this is way more than just another series. Some are calling it a blue wave showdown, a clash between two absolute powerhouses, where the Dodgers are hunting for their ninth title as a franchise. And stormed is definitely the right word. Yeah, they had some shaky moments in the middle of the season, but get this, they've only lost once in 10 playoff games. Their path back to the World Series really shows a team that's been built on three very distinct pillars of strength. Okay, so it all starts with that first pillar, a starting rotation that has been, well, almost unhittable this postseason. This right here is the foundation of their whole run. Just look at this number, 1.40. That is the combined ERA, the earned run average for their starting pitchers in October. Now, to put that in perspective for you, anything under 3.00 is considered totally elite. This level of dominance, it's just completely suffocated opposing lineups. And you can really see their whole strategy when you compare the regular season to the postseason. They were 28th in innings pitched during the year. Basically, they kept their guys fresh. And that careful, conservative approach, it allowed them to just unleash a fully healthy and totally overpowering rotation when the games mattered most. Leading that charge is Blake Snell. Now, in the regular season, he was kind of known for nibbling around the plate, a borderline painter with nasty stuff but way too many walks. In October, he's completely transformed into a tempo-controlling ace. And you can see it right here. That strikeout-to-walk ratio, 28 strikeouts to just 5 walks, that's insane. It means he's not giving away free passes. He's just attacking hitters, being ruthlessly efficient, and holding them to a batting average that's not even .100. And get this, he's not alone. Beyond Snell, you've got the incredible stability of Yoshinobu Yamamoto, who went the distance with a complete game in the NLCS. You've got Tyler Glasnow's just overpowering stuff, though he's got a tough test against a very disciplined Jays lineup. And then, of course, there's Shohei Ohtani, who as a pitcher has the highest strikeout rate of anyone this postseason. This rotation is an absolute nightmare. But championship runs are rarely built just on your strengths. You've got to solve your problems. And for most of the year, the Dodgers had one big problem: a really inconsistent bullpen. I mean, for a team with these kinds of expectations, this was a massive red flag. A 4.27 ERA, ranked 21st in the league. Their closer was a mess, and holding on to leads late in games was a real adventure. It was a huge contrast to the rest of this elite roster. So, faced with this huge problem, what did the Dodgers do? Well, they got creative. Instead of trying to fix what was broken, they found a brand new solution, turning to a young starter and asking him to become their lockdown closer. Roki Sasaki didn't just step into the closer role. He found a whole other gear. His average fastball jumped over 3 miles per hour on the biggest stage. That's not just adrenaline, folks. That's a star being born right in front of our eyes. So the big takeaway here is that Sasaki wasn't just a Band-Aid. No, he became a lockdown force. By totally embracing this new role, he completely stabilized the Dodgers' biggest weakness and has already started writing his own October legend. All right, that brings us to the final pillar. With the pitching staff shortening games and locking things down, the offense just has to do its job. And this lineup, well, it's simply relentless. I mean, just look at these ranks. This lineup is an absolute juggernaut. They were second in the league in runs, second in slugging, second in power. They combine that elite pop with a top 5 ability to get on base, which means they are always, and I mean always, just one swing away from changing the game. And the guy at the center of it all, who else? The MVP, Shohei Ohtani. After kind of a slow start to the playoffs, he delivered what might be one of the greatest single-game performances in baseball history. He basically punched their ticket to the World Series all by himself. But here's the scary part. He's not alone. This team is full of guys who just flip a switch in October. Take a look at Teoscar Hernández. His WRC+, which just measures overall offensive value, jumps like crazy. He goes from being a pretty good, slightly above average hitter to an absolute beast.
And it's the exact same story for last year's NLCS MVP, Tommy Edman, a below-average hitter during the regular season. But the moment the calendar flips to October, his bat comes alive and he starts delivering clutch hits and surprising power.
And this is really what makes them so tough to beat. The depth is just incredible. From Will Smith having a monster breakout season to the steady vets like Freeman and Muncy, and the emergence of a young guy like Andy Pages, this gives their manager so much flexibility to play matchups, protect leads, and just keep constant pressure on the other team. So, let's put it all together. We've seen the three pillars that have brought the Dodgers right to the brink of a dynasty: a dominant rotation, a solved bullpen, and a relentless offense.
When it comes down to it, this combination, elite starting pitching, a lockdown bullpen, and an offense that can just erupt at any second, it creates a team that seems perfectly built for the pressure cooker of October.
They've managed their injuries, they solved their biggest weakness on the fly, and their stars are playing like stars on the biggest stage. They have amplified every single one of their strengths, which leads us right back to our original question, as they chase history. With a team this complete, is their quest for a dynasty not just possible, but inevitable?